This is the Botswana Harvard AIDS Institute, one of the leading HIV research institutions on the continent. Virologist Sikhulile Moyo works here. When the pandemic hit, Moyo and his team turned their focus from sequencing HIV to COVID. And in 2021 November, they made an unusual discovery, a new pattern with high amounts of mutations, the Omicron variant. They reported it immediately.
We are glad that we alerted the world. I think it prevented a lot of potential maybe infections. The only unfortunate reaction was within a few hours, few days, that many countries in Southern Africa were blacklisted.
Almost 2 years into the pandemic, the world once again activated the panic mode. Borders were closed, flights to Southern Africa cancelled, and suddenly those who discovered it became scapegoats.
You receive anonymous calls, individuals saying, "You have spoiled our holiday." It was around November, December, people wanting to go for Christmas holidays. Look what you have done. And every time you're driving around, you'll be looking around and worried about your safety. And a lot of people are saying, "You scientists have big mouths, look what you have done." And it was very uncomfortable.
A few hours after the new variant was discovered in Botswana, scientists here in South Africa sequenced it too at the Center for Epidemic Response and Innovation at Stellenbosch University. Tulio de Oliveira was one of Moyo's PhD supervisors. Now, they closely collaborate on their research.
That's what this pandemic showed, that Africa can become a scientific leader on the pandemic response, which surprised many countries in the world, but did not surprise us, because that's big investments that we have been doing, especially in people, but also in big labs and equipment for the past 20 years.
De Oliveira moved from Brazil to South Africa at the age of 21. Since then, he has become one of the top virologists in the country. What did surprise him was how busy the North was with itself during the pandemic.
What we saw during this pandemic was a lot of absolute unnecessarily and inefficient and even unethical nationalism. And we saw that in the beginning of people hoarding diagnostic tests or buying 100 times more protection equipment that they need, and then when came the vaccine, some countries bought 20 times more vaccines that they needed. The ineffective travel bans. Yeah, so I think that was very, very, very sad how the world had a chance to respond to a global problem, and they decided to respond with a nationalistic approach, which didn't help anyone.
Back in Botswana, Sikhulile Moyo admits that even virologists get tired of viruses sometimes. His way of finding peace of mind is through spirituality and gospel music.
The pandemic challenged the very core of things that are important in life. It made you evaluate what is important. People were dying around, people were losing jobs, and it was really dark there. We're seeing viruses all over the place, and we're asking ourselves, is this the end of the world? And during the pandemic, more than ever, I needed to stay close to music.
The good news for Botswana's science community, though, is Sikhulile Moyo has no plans of changing careers. Music will remain a hobby, and research his full commitment.